To think that there's just one lens that can fulfill all of our needs probably is a myth. However, I've convinced myself that I've found a lens that can do something just close to that, at least for my purposes, and it's in this little lens right here, the Sony Zeiss 55mm f1.8 for Sony E-mount cameras. And in this video, I'm going to share my top 3 reasons why I think this lens can be used to shoot just about everything. Okay, let's go. The first reason is because of its versatility. Now, I'm mainly a street and portrait photographer, and over the past few months of owning this lens, I've had the chance to use it in both of these scenarios multiple times, but I've also been able to use it in some other arenas like landscapes, travel, still life, etc., where I'm definitely less of an authority and less comfortable, but in every case, I've loved the way that the lens has performed. No matter what the subject is, I find I can keep a comfortable distance and still get clean, intimate close-up shots while not having to trek too far back to gather my more wide establishing shots. There's something about the more standard focal range of 35 to 55 in this case that allows the frame to present itself in a more realistic manner where kind of what you see is what you get, and I really appreciate that. I might not get the most stunning results that another lens might provide in the same situation, but I think I'll always get an honest portrayal of the spaces and subjects I photograph in any genre, and I love being able to have this consistency and flexibility all in one lens. I mean, the romance with this lens has been short, but I really do feel like it has yet to let me down in any situation. Bold claim, I know, but really so far it's true, and it's this versatility that comes in as the first reason why I think the 55mm lens can be used for just about everything. The second reason is because of its convenience. I don't care what it is I'm photographing. If I don't want to be out there or my body is physically breaking down, the images just won't be as good as they can be, and this is what carrying around heavier equipment will do to me after longer periods of time, whether I'm on the streets, in the studio, out in nature, wherever, which is why I absolutely love small, compact lenses like the Sony Zeiss 55mm. And this is the reason why I have made this video for this specific lens rather than any other more traditional 50mm lens. I've tried a bunch of them, and while optically I've found they perform comparably or maybe even slightly better sometimes than the Zeiss 55, the other thing they always had in common was that they were bigger, bulkier, and heavier. And like I said, because of the toll that brings on my body, if the image quality from the lens is still strong, albeit perhaps a slight dip compared to some others, I'll make that trade-off to avoid these physical taxes. And this is precisely what the Zeiss 55 provides me. A compact, lightweight setup where I can be out there in any situation for hours on end, but still get sharp, quality looking results in that convenient form factor. And finally, the hybrid nature of the Zeiss 55 is the last reason I think it can be used to shoot just about everything. This point might seem a little odd as this is a photography channel, but I think nowadays, whether out of curiosity or necessity, most of us photographers find ourselves shooting an increasing amount of video. I know I do it for this YouTube channel and sometimes for my other social media. I film behind the scenes content for many of my photographer friends as well. It's just kind of what things have become these days. And all of the footage you are seeing, I shot on my Sony a7 III along with the Sony Zeiss 55mm f1.8. And for my eye, I've always been satisfied with the results I've gotten. Like I said in reason number 1, I think 55mm is an appropriate focal length to capture close-ups and wides, both in an aesthetically pleasing way. And because 55mm is on the slightly longer end of the standard focal range, there's a nice fall off and compression to the images. Pair this with the wider aperture of up to 1.8, and I think one is able to create really eye-catching and cinematic looking visuals with this lens. And the final thing I'll add, as stated before, because it's so compact and lightweight, it makes it easier to shoot for longer periods of time. I know I've shot video with this thing for hours on end, walking around the city with just camera body and lens strapped around my neck, and I've never had any issues. So the hybrid nature of this lens is the final reason why I think it can be used to shoot just about everything. Okay, I think we'll close out the video here. I hope you found it to be helpful. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.